What is up, you guys, and welcome back to another video on my channel. If you're new here, my name is Courtney and this is Bear. So hello. This is actually the second time I'm filming this video because the first time my mom was walking up and down the passage and I became a little shy girl. But basically today's video is going to be all about Ironman, why I signed up, why I'm doing it, what's going on, and how we're preparing for the race. So I am currently 13 weeks out from Ironman 70.3, which is going to be in Durban this year, and I basically wanted to make the series so that I can show you guys how I'm preparing for the race, what I'm doing, what I'm eating, how I'm training, basically all the ins and outs leading up to the race. I also just want to have something that I can look back on in a couple years time and be like, shit, you did all of that. Like, I want almost to make a little video memory book of this time in my life. The journey towards this Ironman has not been a smooth one, to say the least. I signed up for this race at the end of 2021 with the idea that I was going to be doing it in June 2022. Well, June 2022 rolled around and Ironman was postponed. Basically, there was huge floods in KZN.
Certainly a shocking sight, looking at what kind of damage the Durban floods have caused here in the city.
Which caused the water quality to be really poor and full of E. coli. And also half of the racetrack ended up being damaged because of all the floods. So June came and went and I ended up hitting a massive wall with training. I think I had built myself up so much to do the race in June that when it came I was just so burnt out, and physically, mentally, emotionally I couldn't do the level of training that I had been doing anymore. So basically I took a step back and I weighed up the two options I had. Option number one was they had postponed the original race to October of 2022, so I could have done it then. Or there was another option where you could basically redirect your race to June 2023 and do it then. So I weighed up my options and eventually I decided to redirect my race to June 2023 because A, there was still a chance that the swim was going to be cancelled due to poor water quality, and B, I just wasn't training anywhere near the level of what I needed to do to be able to actually finish the race. So then I basically took the remainder of 2021 off and really just focused on my strength training and building some muscle up and just giving my body the break that it really did need. Fast forward to November 2022 and I was still giving myself that break that I definitely no longer needed. As the beginning of 2022 started, I was still really focusing on my strength training. I was really enjoying it. I was working on my side business, building plans, testing out workouts for plans. Then August came and I decided to go to the UK for basically the whole of August.
Tell him no, 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 no. Tell him no, 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 no. You've been trying to cater to all the needs. You've been feeling guilty for so.
And basically the whole of August I stepped foot into a gym once. Not because I didn't have access, just because I was living my best life, you know. I was having the break I needed. I kept telling myself, like, mentee B break, this is for my mental health. So the whole of August didn't set foot into a gym. Then I came back and got straight back into strength training, really was enjoying it. Did maybe a run or two or a cycle or two here and there, but nowhere near what I needed to do. So November 2022 came and I took a step back after my boyfriend, my mom, friends were like, how is the Ironman training going? Basically there was nothing to report on. So I took a step back and I kind of looked at what was going on and I was like, Courtney, if you want to finish this race and if you want to actually do your best, you need to give yourself a kick up the bum and start training for an Ironman, because doing all shoulder press, push-ups, all that stuff is great, but it's not going to help you run a 21-kilometer race, or it's not going to help you cycle 90 kilometers. So I kind of took a step back, re-evaluated, and was like, okay, let's get this training going. The whole reason I decided to do an Ironman anyways was because I really wanted to give myself a challenge and show myself and everyone around me that you can do these really big, scary things if you set your mind to it. I never grew up as a sporty kid. I did sports here and there, but I never enjoyed them. I never excelled in them. It was just never a passion of mine. So I really am a person that needs to work hard at sports and at these 3 different disciplines in order to be good in them, or in order to just do my best in them. Like, I don't have this natural knack for it. And I think a big part of me wants to represent this group of people who are in the same boat and think, you know, I'm not a sporty person, like I don't have this natural ability for sports, but like I want to try these amazing activities. And I want to represent this group of people to show you that it doesn't matter where you come from, it doesn't matter your background, it doesn't matter where you're starting from. If you set your mind to it, you can literally do any of these amazing and exciting races and activities. And you know, I never thought I had the capability to even run a 10k, let alone do a half Ironman. But as I've gone through the training process, I've been able to see that, you know, the body is so adaptable and you really can do anything that you set your mind to with consistency and hard work and just grit, basically. Every single day I'm still learning about cycling and swimming and running, and there's a lot that I still need to improve on, but I think it's part of the journey and it just makes it so much more exciting. There's still so many things that make me nervous with this race, like cycling on the road, which up until now I think I've done about 3 times, and we're 12 weeks away, so I need to get on my bike and I need to get on the road. But for now, I'm really just focusing on putting one foot in front of the other, taking each day as it comes, each training session, each emotional breakdown. I'm just kind of taking it in my stride and doing the best with what I can and with the time I have and the resources that I have. I'll go into more specific detail in a later video about my training and everything with regards to that. But for now, my training split is about 60% endurance work and 40% strength work. Instead of just focusing on endurance, I've made sure to keep that strength and resistance training in, as I really do believe that there's a huge benefit for it in endurance sport, and I really think it's going to help me be that little bit more better on the day of my race. I also do want to try preserve as much muscle as I can while I'm doing such high endurance training. So at the moment I'm doing about 2 to 3 runs a week, 2 to 3 cycles a week, and 2 swims a week. My swims are around 1 hour each and they cover anywhere between 2.4 kilometers and 3 kilometers. My runs are 2 aerobic runs and 1 tempo run. The tempo run is really focusing on speed, whereas my aerobic runs are more focusing on covering a bigger distance while still keeping my heart rate low. So one of my aerobic runs is typically an hour long and I usually cover anywhere between 8 and 12 kilometers, and then my other aerobic run is anywhere between 1.5 to 2 hours. And then for my cycles, I'm doing 1 aerobic cycle around an hour to an hour and a half, 1 tempo cycle, and then 1 long cycle, which is anywhere between 2.5 to 3.5 hours. I still need to try and get this cycle on the road, as I've only done it on the indoor trainer at the moment, which is hell because it's the most boring thing ever. But I just need to break that barrier between me being afraid of the road. So basically, for those of you that don't know, the Ironman 70.3, also known as a half Ironman, consists of a 1.9 kilometer swim, a 90 kilometer cycle, which is done on a rolling hill course, and then a 21.1 kilometer run, which is relatively flat for this race. I also do want to have a look at all of my starting base points for each discipline. So at the moment, my starting point for my swim is about 2.1 kilometers with an average pace of 206 meters per 100 meters and a Zwolf score of 42, which is basically just the score that you measure your swimming efficiency with. For my cycling, my starting distance was about 27.1 kilometers with an average speed of 27.4 kilometers per hour, and then running, my starting distance was 6.85 kilometers with a 5:51 pace and an average heart rate of 166 BPM. As for how I'm eating, I'm currently on week 7 of a 12-week cut, as I really just want to lower my weight and my body fat percentage slightly, just so that I can make sure that I am training at my maximum efficiency at my healthiest weight possible. I'm still incorporating all the foods I love, just at a slight deficit. At the moment, I'm trying to eat most of my carbs before my heavy endurance training sessions, as I really do feel like I perform the best when I have a lot of carbs in my system. As for the next couple of weeks, I'm going in with a very intentional plan of training. Everything from my training, my sleep routine, my nutrition, down to what I'm eating when is all the goal of getting me through that Ironman. So if you guys have liked this video and want to stick around to see what I get up to in the next 12 weeks in preparation for this Ironman race, then please don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on the post notifications so that you don't miss a video when I upload it. Also, please let me know down in the comments below what type of videos you guys would like to see building up to the race. And without further ado, welcome to the road to Ironman.